All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? There we go. Got that set up. All right. So, a little bit of movement in the overnight. You're seeing some retraces occurring right now. You'll see in 24-hour pip changes at one, and then in the last hour, seeing retraces back again. And we knew that that's what we were going to see. Again, with all this kind of heavy PMI data coming in, and for the most part, kind of came in as expected. There was the one adjustment for the UK, but again, seeing adjustments in services. But as far as France goes, still above 50. So showing services expanding. Manufacturing came in. Germany manufacturing came in worse than expected, but there was an adjustment up. So again, it's a red green number. Services good actually increased. As far as the EU goes overall, manufacturing actually went down, and there was no adjustment prior. They're expecting a little bit of a gain and actually went down. Again, not as big of a deal going from 45.8 to 44.6. The big thing is that it's under 50. Um, Sorry. Services again going higher overall, but again there was the adjustment red. So again it's up, but it was down lower. It was lower than it was before. UK again, UK data very hard to read, right? Higher, it was actually a little bit better last time, being green, and then obviously this time it was a little bit on the red side. So it is what it is. The UK, I think, is kind of at the end of their tightening cycle at this point. Their data is looking good. We do have again 9:45 in just a few minutes. We have the US data. The expectation for manufacturing is, oh, there you go, just clicked in, is at 50. Now, again, we talked yesterday about how 50 is such a dangerous number because it's whether expanding or contracting, or it's kind of doing neither. And right now, it's looking like it's doing neither. So we'll see. I actually won't be surprised if this comes in red, and then really kind of skews the day. Um, this came through just a little while ago. U.S. Treasury asked agencies if payments can be made later. Right? It's like we can make. So now it's kind of like, oh, now we're not paying stuff on time, right? We're going to pay them later, and that's a good precedent to set, right? So yeah, not the ideal kind of news you want this morning. Um, you know, Kaskari, possible mild recession would bring inflation down. Of course it would. Any recession would. The idea was that we needed to go into a recession, that we were going to have to artificially do that to get inflation to stop and get the unemployment rate up to 4.6. We're not there on either side yet. So, you know, this is a little dangerous too. Longer term inflation expectations have not drifted away from target. Again, that can be taken a couple different ways. But besides that, not too much out there. Services, again, we knew this. Germany, economy continued to grow in May despite shrinking industry. Bailey saying that inflation has turned the corner. I don't think Bailey's wrong. I think Bailey's actually correct on this one. Um, I think his comments here make sense. I'm on board with that one. I think that's okay. So, not concerned about that one. I think this is again, this is a good one. And then that's kind of it. So again, we have the U.S. data about to roll in. I'm sure there'll be some debt mentions today as well, especially now that they're asking if payments can be made later. The official cash rate for New Zealand tonight expected to go up to 5.5. Um, I think that's okay. I think a lot of people are going to pause and then have to go higher again. I don't think that we're going to be in a cutting cycle like many people have thought. And actually, it's funny. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where the idea of that actually came from. Like where the market suddenly was like, you know what? It was something that we did see. Um, we heard it in numerous places, but I don't know who the originator of it was. Right? Not exactly sure who the originator was, but again, having them raise to 5.5 puts them in a good situation. You borrow it. Again, the New Zealand yen currency pair isn't the most traded pair, but if you're thinking about it, you got a lot of money, right? Or if you live in New Zealand or Australia, on that side of the world, and you're like, hey, listen, I'm going to borrow some yen. I'm going to throw it over here. I'm going to make 5.5%, right? I mean, technically, 5.5% is higher than what the year-over-year inflation has been, and we know that it's obviously slowing right now. So, is that a bad way to make money? No, no, not at all. Right? I mean, obviously, there'll be currency fluctuations back and forth, but they more or less stay in a range. But if you're looking to go for just the, just getting the interest from it, 5.5% is more than you're getting in a lot of other places. So, again, is it going to outpace inflation? Yeah, I mean, it will. Um, in this upcoming year, right? Because again, the idea is to get it back down to 2%, and we're close to turning, right? I mean, the question is from if we look at this time next year over year number, do we think it's going to be 5.5? No, I don't think anybody thinks that, right? Prices may be higher, but over a year over year number, I mean, I don't think many people believe that it's going to continue to rise for this year. So, again, good opportunity. Good opportunity. Um, Tomorrow. Who the heck is that? You ever get those like random phone message or like phone calls, right? And it's like similar to mine. It's like so similar to my cell phone. Oh, did I type my own number in there? Yeah, I typed my own number in there. Sorry, I was so concerned about the Yeah, I'm like I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's like so similar to mine. I'm like, huh? And then some name I don't know, right? I definitely don't answer like the caller ID block numbers. I'm like, nah, if you're gonna block your ID to me and I don't know who you are already, not answering that call. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We'll see if he leaves a message. See if there's a message left on that one. Okay. All right. So that's what we got here. And we will look into tomorrow morning. So here's the CPI number. Look at this drop in CPI, a 10.1 to 8.2. Now, the question is, did they go too far? I mean, obviously, today Bailey is talking about how, we've turned. And I agree. I think the UK probably has. Remember, they started before everybody else as well. They did more kind of raises in a row. They were doing the 0.25, 0.25. They went crazy with the 0.25. So they did more raises, right? They did more raises than the US because they started sooner, right? So again, 8.2, could it be an 8.4? And people are like, oh my God, that's so, we overreacted, right? Strength for the pound. It's possible, right? But again, that's coming in at 2 on a yearly basis. We're going to see Bailey speaking. There's obviously month over month numbers, and those are going to be the important ones to look at. So this is big data tomorrow morning. And then Yellen, where's Yellen speaking tomorrow? Fireside chat. Let's see. And then the FOMC notes tomorrow. So tomorrow should be a very interesting day. Let's see. It's fine. It is what it is. All right, let's start and go over here. Let's go back to the 30-minute and look at where the VIX is going. So obviously yesterday the VIX went crazy and went back down again. The only article I saw on it was basically talking about how the image of the bomb explosion was actually an AI generated image. I was like, wait a second, really? It had to be AI. You had to throw that in there. So yeah, it was supposedly an AI generated image that yeah, AI generated image that was proven to be false. So we had a big spike up and a big spike down. And it was like, I don't know if it was 500. It must have been maybe 500 million seems too low, but 500 billion seems too high. I saw there was basically like maybe it was 500 million. Market swing in like 15 minutes. It was like down, down, and up. Just goes to show you that maybe the computers, maybe Skynet is not going to launch nuclear missiles, right? Maybe they will not do that because of the fail safes in to protect us from Skynet. But maybe Skynet, maybe the real thing that they're going to do is try to crash the market with fake news, right? Maybe that's their first test of world domination, right? I am AI. I know, right? Exactly. Um, so maybe that's the first that we see of it. Um, I just think it's funny that it's like, yeah, AI generated. It's like, I don't know. It's just crazy, right? It's like, great. Now we're seeing, Amazon is blocking AI for books because people are trying to make a ton of money and basically just AI printing books out there. You know, now AI is taking over news. Um, yeah. Anyway, I was just saying I use them for album marketing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. Albums, books, stuff like that. People said use that. Like don't draw. Don't pay a. And it's crazy. Like, why pay an artist? AI will do it for you. And the artists are pissed because it's like, oh, it took renders from this and this and combined them with this and this and this, and there's no credit back to the original people. So again, even artists are mad that there's nothing original anymore because AI just steals it. I guess AI is not necessarily creative. I guess. I did the Lens app thing. I thought the Lens app thing was awesome. right? Did any of you guys do the Lensa app when it came out? Like the first AI like rendering of stuff, right? I thought that was pretty cool. And actually it was funny. Not funny, but like those were all actually ripped off images from original like data bank of like themes that people had made. So it wasn't actually wasn't 100% AI, but it was AI. But I thought it was pretty cool. I got some really cool images, right? I thought I got some really cool images from it. So, but that's where we're at now. Even though we had that spike, you're seeing the VIX is up today, and you're seeing that the indices, they're down a little bit, and as they should be. I mean, the data this morning overall was not really necessarily great. It wasn't U.S. based data yet. Actually, the U.S. based data just came out now. So, yeah. So look at that. I was right. See if I said it was under. So there you go. Shows that manufacturing is slowing. So we were correct on that one. That it was going to be lower. Now service is up, and again, we actually this is not surprising. We actually knew that a lot of people were still going out and they were still spending they're spending on experiences, right? They said that that's one thing that manufacturing buying goods and services was down, but that people were going out and going to restaurants and again, if food inflation is high, it's like I'm gonna go out anyway, right? So yeah, so that's not numbers not surprising for me anyway. I was actually expecting like a 49.5, not a 48.5, but hey, so be it. It's a 48.5. It's lower than expected. Manufacturing is contracting, which again I don't think surprises many people. The the Empire State Manufacturing, or and even Philly, were both not so good. So we'll see what Richmond comes in as in a little bit here. Um, for the wrong thing. Wait, what? Hold on. I dealt with took forever and charged a fortune for the wrong thing. All right. You need more coffee, or maybe you need less of the mason jar. I don't know what you're saying, Neuro. I don't know what you're saying. I've only had, half a cup of coffee too, so maybe it's me. Artists took forever and charged a fortune for the wrong thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're saying. And I get it. Original stuff is difficult. Um, you know, I get it. AI speeds that process up. I do think that there are some people that debate back and forth on that one. That like human beings have creativity and like machines are not quite as creative. And it's hard because it's programming. And remember, art is about feelings and how you interpret it. And you know, not to say that AI can't do it, but I think there has to be some type of human element as being a human. Like I don't think a AI will ever fully be able to think like a human. I mean, it'll be able to be programmed to like, oh, this is what humans like. But I just think some of the originality of things. Now, again, there are bad artists out there too. Like, there's some art that I'll look at. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Right? Like, people will sit there and stare at it. Like, I'm obviously not one of those people that I can, I can't go to an art museum with people that like really love to like digest art. They'll sit there for 5 minutes looking at the same picture and like, I've gotten everything I can out of this one. What are you looking at? So it's not me, right? It's not me. Ooh, look at the made versions. So, all right, cool. So that's out. That should be enough time for us to kind of get it all out there. And again, you're seeing it, nice little spike and drop back down again. Overall, I mean, I would say this hurts the Dow the most. Russell, like you said, I really don't think these manufacturing numbers change a whole lot. On a regular system, situation, sure. But the biggest thing that we're seeing right now is obviously inflation is the biggest driver. Them not producing as much, contracting a little bit, not the end of the world, right? Is the Fed looking at this and be like, oh my God, we're not producing? That's it. We're not raising interest rates? Nah, not really. There's other things out there that they're looking at to see whether inflation is controlled. Having a little bit of contraction, and like I said, Kaskar just said it. Hey, if we go into a recession, that will help us a little bit, right? That's not a bad thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's wrong, right? And we heard yesterday that most households are still flush, they're still spending. Um, so yeah, I don't, again, don't think any of that's horrible. Now, commodities, I don't know what's up with this. Now, again, 233, I like the 2.5% down. Um, CL is the joke's on you, right? The truck's been in the shop for a week now. Of course, I live in the worst state for getting inspections through, right? Um, yeah, I got the repair. I finally heard back from him. I took it in to get an inspection, and I was like, hey, listen, I was like, this is a little bit rough. Do this, and it's crazy. The inspection guys all have like their definition of like a little bit of play in this. There's a little bit of play over here. I can't pass it for safety reasons. It's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, there's a little bit. Is it unsatisfactory? No. Does it maybe correct the truck? No. If this was a Ferrari, maybe would that a little bit of play been a problem? Yes, but I'm in a truck that goes 0 to 60 in 11 seconds, so it's not very fast. So no, it's not a big deal for me. And then it was obviously making a noise because you buy a new car, it's got to make a noise. Um, yeah, got the bill back. So joke's on you. Not even driving right now. So 73, keep going up, right? But nobody buys and it goes back down to 7. They'll finally get the truck back. So um, natural gas should be much lower than this. Again, crude popping a little bit. Again, we'll see how that one rolls. Um, down to 1966 in gold, and silver again playing around with that 2350. So kind of kind of where it should be, right? I'm okay with where it is right now. I don't think that's necessarily a bad spot. Um, Again, we need some news, and I think tomorrow with FOMC is where we'll get it. I don't want this one to move too much because I don't want the market to kind of put it all in ahead of time, right? I want the market to kind of just hold so it becomes a tradable event tomorrow. I don't want it to drop today and be like, yep, hey, guess what? We've already factored in this big thing. Everybody knows what you're going to say, right? I'm like, kind of not looking for that, right? I want something more. So we'll see. But they're both down pretty decently today, kind of where they should be. Nothing earth shattering. All right, so we talked about getting up here yesterday. We mentioned, hey, listen, we've already been here once. It's a new day. We got buyers on the other end. And you can see, if I extend this across, you can see we missed it again by just a little tiny bit. So this is a hard one. This is the last week zone. This was the entry. Had you taken this one and said, hey, listen, here's our new week, I'm going to use that zone instead, you actually did get your entry. If you use the one that we actually had confirmed selling in, and again, this is the difference between taking these aggressive or conservative. Had you taken the aggressive entry saying, hey, listen, this is the new level, this is this week, you were good. If you waited for the one that would have already been tested up top again, you didn't get in. You missed it by just a little tiny bit. Did I say little? 0.7. Not even a pip. So, and what did it do? It drove all the way down and it literally just hit the area where we talked about it basing and turning around at. So, yeah, it kind of did what we expected it to do. Again, depending on where your entry was, how conservative you got with these things, you may or may not have gotten into this one. And if you did, it worked out well for you because you've made it now to your full profit target. So, again, nice little run all the way down, and about 50 pips did what it was supposed to do. Will it start to reverse right now? It potentially could. Again, that manufacturer number is considered a weak entry, and it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense with what we're seeing. So it's not, wouldn't be horrible. Wouldn't be horrible. Now, if we tend to go lower, right? If we're gonna go lower from here, we know we have a little bit of a racetrack over here. We're kind of looking for it. We know we got to run down to about 65.79. So, I'd shrink this a little bit. Let's see, right there, about 9. It's okay. It's okay. Right now, right, we got a green, we got a red, and again, it should be bouncing off this. But if this is going to continue, if it's going to continue with the dollar strength, I'd say that this is what you're looking at. Right about there. Right. And again, gets us below that, gets us above that target. So, I don't think this one's bad. Not as nice as this one yesterday, though. It's always kind of like I want to give you guys the conservative ones, not the super aggressive ones. But sometimes this happens. But let's say that here is your next. If dollar strength continues to roll, which I do think in the next 24 hours, we will get a little bit more about dollar strength. As I said, Bullard's like we should raise it 2 more times, which probably means we're raising it at least one more time. And I think tomorrow. My prediction tomorrow is they're going to say that they're going to raise it one more time and then hold, but that doesn't mean that we're done. It means that we're going to stop for a little bit. It's kind of combining a couple people's statements. Again, Bullard probably is right. I'm assuming we'll do one more, pause one more, and then hold for 6 months, right? So I believe that he is probably right overall, but not 2 in a row. I don't think we'll get 2 in a row. Maybe. But I'm assuming that we'll do 0.25, pause, 0.25 is what we'll get. Again, I've never believed that we are going to cut it this year. I think that's just insane. But I do think we'll get some. Again, that could be enough dollar strength to drive us down. So keep that one on your radar. And again, if you caught this one, great job. Again, it was using more the near term versus the conservative. Again, sometimes the aggressive is what it is. And whatever you choose, aggressive, conservative, just do it all the time. Do the same one so you can get legitimate statistics. Okay. What is this? I don't know what this is. Kip's bringing me stuff from the other room. This is. Give that back. All right, so there we go for euro dollar. I'm sorry, Aussie dollar. There you go from yesterday. There was our mark. Yesterday we were sitting right here, and again we drove up. We talked about 92.23. Nice little reversal. It was a late night trade. There we go. You guys can see that this one is it did not breach the top, and your 1 to 3 is sitting right there. Right, and overall that's where we would have said, listen, right there is where your profit target should have been overall. That would have put you down here at a 1 to 4. But again, we just draw 1 to 3s. We try to keep this conservative as possible. There's your 1 to 3 entry. And again, it was 13 for 40. So easy grab in the overnight. We're kind of stabilizing right now, right down where the buyers are. We do have buyers a little bit below. So unfortunately, there's no Aussie dollar set up right now on this one. I would like to see where it runs through to tonight. And I know tonight's data is not Aussie, but it is New Zealand. And again, they tend to kind of follow the same path of things. So that's where I would say, kind of see if we drive up or down. But again, if you were here yesterday, nice little top, easy draw down again, easy 40 pips in the overnight. And again, you actually got a confirmation off of it too here at 2:30. So this is one of those ones you got a new base, right? Like if you didn't take it for here, you're like, nah, I want a confirmation. Great, there it is. There's your confirmation because this was from Friday. There's your base today. Came back up, hit it at 3. Actually, is it 3? No, it was 2:30. Excuse me. So it's a European based trade, but easy 40 pips in there. So not bad at all. All right. Oh, I'm going to sneeze again. Excuse me. Yeah, neuro. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, they may not think it looks bad. They may think it looks awesome. Right. I always love that. Like, neuro, I get that with people with classes still. They'll buy the class, they'll go through the whole class. They'll even tell me the class was good, and then they dispute the charge. Be like, because it's digital, they just charge it back, and there's like nearly impossible for me to fight it. Yeah, I just block those people from the system. I've had a couple people that have done that to me, charged me, right, where I get charged for the dispute, and then they try to purchase another class for me, and I'm literally like, no, you couldn't pay me enough. I don't care how much you paid me. I'm not going to take my time and work with people like that. I block their email addresses and stuff like that. They'll try to like log in, and as soon as I see it's the name, automatically out. Nope, I don't care. I don't want that money. Um, like don't use someone's content that they put time into and then be like, like I could get it if you signed up for something and like on the first slide you're like, nope. But I can see that over multiple days they went through all the content. Like I can see the activity of everything. And then the dispute is like, oh, it's not what I thought. It's like, well, then why didn't you message me right away? Why did you go through all the content over like a week? Right? Because, they try to do so much consumer protection. Yeah. Yeah. It's why I try to push everything away from PayPal because I'm just so tired. Because PayPal, it's like impossible to win a dispute. I can be like, hey, listen, this guy, here's a testimony from this guy saying that this is great. So how is it that not what he wanted? He literally, here's the email. And they're like, oh, sorry, we decided in their favor. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and it's not like I'm charging like $10,000 for classes, right? Yeah. It's like if you're going to be that much of a slime ball for $100 or $200 class, there's no reason to be with that person. But yeah, people do it. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Even like newsletters. Yeah, I get it with that too. I'm like, you've already used all the content. You've looked at it 4 weeks in a row. Yep. So, but anyway, right now, again, everything holds firm. The top is win. There's your trade. I think we have buyers here. See where it moves tonight. Potential trade setup. Euro dollar. So how about that for your euro turn? Now, this was a level we talked about, and again, mentioned that this is probably not the best level to take buys off of. I'm happy that it bounced. I'm happy that people are like, how did you know that? It's not a level that I was interested in taking anything off of. We knew that there was buyers down there. It had hit a few times in close succession. We knew we had a kind of a target right below it. So again, it was more of a target based play. I don't want you guys to think like, oh my God, did you take that long? No. Again, if it goes all the way up here, could you say that, oh, that was a great trade? Yeah, you could, I guess. But again, typically what our rules are is when a zone is hit 3 times, that's it. We're done with it. We're waiting for it to base and break through it. It hit here, and then it hit it again, and then it hit it again, and it pushed super deep in there. There's really no reason why. Besides, this was last week and into this week. Again, did it reverse there? Yes. If you took it, great. Quite aggressive. It's not a zone that I was comfortable taking. I'm just, it's not there. But because it is a bottom right now, I do think there are levels up top we should watch out for. In the most recent kind of overnight push, if you go high to low, you can see right around here where this last kind of surge came through. I do think there's probably an intraday trade right in here. And the reason I say this is because, if the price rallies back up again in preparation for tomorrow, we could see this, or dollar weakness today, great news tomorrow. Um, it is a 50% retracement. Some people that are more kind of intraday will kind of take kind of current high to lows. Well, again, this was an uptrend. This is the downtrend. This is where it started. This is where it ended. So if it does rally back up, we're looking at shorts coming in right about there. And it's not even that. It's not even like a real big trade. Like let's box it out here. You're talking about 7 pips. So like seven, take it like 7 for kind of 25, right? Right. 7 for, yeah, right there. There's 7 for 20. Is that a big trade? Nah. But if it just continues to go up, you know, there's 25 pips right there. 30 pips. Again, we tend to see reversals right at the 30 mark. There's 29.9. So there's 30 pips. It's not even going back down to the lows, which turns out to be a 1 to 4.5. Bad trade? Nah. I mean, can you risk 7 pips on something like this? Sure. Again, intraday technical based traders, there is a level there. I mean, it did push down at base and then boom, shot out. So it is a supply zone. And it's a supply zone that is bisected by the 61.8 there. So, horrible trade? No, not really. And it's right at 108, right? Here, we'll just move this right to 108. Make it easy. Right there. So again, 108 is a little bit shy. So again, round number, 108, 61.8, supply zone, strong exit through. We'll see what the entry looks like. Those are all things that we like, right? Those are all things that we like. Euro pound. Now we knew that euro pound was going to be volatile. The reality of this one is we were sitting here yesterday. Sorry. We had popped a little. We were sitting right here yesterday. We went a little bit higher and we pulled right back down again. Okay. Then we popped up this much and then we went down that much. So we're really kind of in the same area. Yeah, it makes sense with what it did. I would actually not be surprised. And I wish there was a zone here. I'm actually will not be surprised. And again, I don't know where it could be up here. It could be down here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something along these lines, right? Something along that, right? And I don't know where it's going to be. We probably find some stabilization, but again, 3 hits, another kind of basing level in here. Wherever this one stops, I think tomorrow with that 8.2, I think the 8.2 is a little bit overzealous, but the fact that we're going from 10s down to 8s, I think the market's going to look at like that and be like, "Hey, listen, this is this is it. The pound it's done its race cycle. It's got things under control, or at least as much control as it's going to do right now, right?" So yeah, I don't think it's I think that makes complete sense. Seeing the strength coming today, prepared for the weakness tomorrow. Right. Okay. All right. Euro yen. All right. So euro yen. We just drew this up here. Said, hey, listen, there's going to be we were sitting right here. I said, hey, 150. There's going to be some type of a base level right there tonight. I haven't touched this chart since yesterday, just so you guys know. If you don't believe me, go back. You watch yesterday's thing. Look at this. If I bring that across, how's that for an actual top in there? And again, it's 150. 150 is absolutely a huge psychological level. It hit it late last night and rolled all the way back down and kind of pushing it back down towards this lower level. Remember, we were talking about a basing here. We are looking for a new base in there, but somewhere right in here, we're looking for a break here. And again, I don't know where it's going to be, but we're looking for a push down somewhere into here. So this is one of those ones. Set yourself a horizontal line and do this one early because I don't know where the base is going to come in. It could come in here. It could come in a little bit lower. Set this one just a little bit early here. And set yourself an alert on that one. We want to know when that one is coming down. Where is the base going to form and then push back down to the 148.40, right? I like this one. Again, I'm not surprised it turned 150. We literally drew a box and said it's probably going to look like this, and it did. It literally had you use the box we drawn yesterday. Short. Again, a nice run down. You're talking about 95 pips to the downside. So great run. Get alerted when it comes in this level. That's where we're looking for a kind of a pop through and a little push lower, right? A little push lower. Okay. But right now we're in the middle. We're kind of consolidating back and forth, trying to figure out is it the euros time? Is it the yen's time? But again, great roll off psychological level quarters theory. If you guys aren't familiar with it, if you ever heard me mention quarters theory is basically it was a Russian mathematician's take on how human beings like whole round numbers, right? Um, it's called the quarters theory. Things like things that end in zero, things that ends in five. We like to make things whole, so like big round numbers, 50 numbers, quarter numbers. There's an entire strategy. I actually programmed some indicators for MT4 for it. It's a great strategy. Like I said, I didn't create the strategy, but I have created the tools through it, for it. It's one of those things that it's like I don't even know. He's Russian, so I'd probably get sued. Like if I actually did a video on what is the quarters theory, like I'm sure people have talked about it. Um, I don't know. I don't remember when he wrote it. If it was patented, it's probably not patented anymore. It's one of those things that I could teach it. Again, I am not the creator, so I don't have a class on it, but I did create indicators for it. It is very, very fun. It's actually something that a lot of um, banks and institutions will use for their currency trading, their hedging. I know because the guy that kind of showed it to me that was super, super excited about it, he actually used to be a bank currency trader. They would like trade the currency accounts for like arbitrage and things like that. Um, Super smart guy. Learned a lot from that guy. He's like, yeah, I traded for the banks. This is what we used. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Um, so kind of cool stuff when you actually have a bank trader, trading huge accounts. International bank firm. So kind of cool stuff. Pound dollar. All right, so pound. We were looking for a basing here. We didn't really get the basing where we wanted. You can see we spiked through, and then based. But the problem is the base came in lower. This one would have been a no entry for me on this one. If you did enter it, you probably got stopped out at a one, a little bit in. You got to a 1 to 1. It kind of came down here. Let's see. It actually went back down to 1 to 1.5. So 1 to 1 would have been there. So most likely, if you did take this one, it didn't give us the base like we wanted. It sliced through and pulled back. You got stopped out with a little bit in there. I would have said this is really kind of what we're looking for here, right? Unfortunately, this one went so far down. Um, you know, a 1 to 3 on this one would have been all the way down here. Once we started to find the base here in the bottom, you're like, ooh, not looking good, right? We formed the base here with buyers at about a 1 to 1.5. So when it came back up again, not as interested. So we were looking for it. Unfortunately, it didn't base where we wanted. So the parameters kind of changed. So it's one of those ones, I like it, but at the same time, the parameters change just slightly. I will say right now, again, you can see that there is kind of a confirmed area right here. It's a decent level. Let's see. Is there some fib help in this one? Yeah, a little bit. See, it's a 61.8, kind of the same thing. I'll just put this on. It's about 12. It's not horrible. Um, kind of right there. Right. And again, the 50s involved. You're seeing basing. There was your base, and there was kind of your touch, and there was your explosion off again. That's why we want to use that one. It obviously didn't hit the 61.8, but a lot of people use the 50 and 61.8 as kind of your entry and then stop loss. Like the way that it's right now, this is what a lot of people will do. They'll do 50, they'll do 61.8, and then they'll use the 23.6 as the profit target. Right? That's what they'll use. Now, is that the ideal scenario? Not really. It's only it's 2 to 1. Or 1 to 2. So not ideal, but that's where you're at right now. Again, being after 10 o'clock, all the news is out. What was the data that just came out? So new home sales was good, but there was the adjustment last time, so not the end of the world. And then again, look, manufacturing, wah, 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 much bigger than expected. So not really surprised by that whatsoever. So yeah, is what it is. So it's at a time now. Again, we need to see dollar strength roll back in again. We need a little bit of help because everything is necessarily weak right now. But it has been really more or less straight up, right? The 9 o'clock kind of news burst. We should see this kind of a parabolic move, no pullbacks. We should see it tear back down again. The profit target on this one should be right there, right? So overall, that's where your profit target would be. So again, the 1 to 3 fits. So yeah, it's already not much I can do. Pound yen. All right, look at this. Pound yen. Hit it again. Love it. Think that's great. Look, another hit. 1, 2, 3, 4 with some basing in there. So next time we come through, we are looking for this kind of Harry Potter trade. Um, okay, setting an alert for this one. I'm going to set it on the break because I do want to see it kind of break through the bottom side this time. Um, Again, if it just hits the top again, that's even better. But I want it to break through the bottom. Okay. We did have a level. We were talking about this one kind of stalling, using this, bouncing, and then taking the short. Overall, the only thing that we do know is we do know that. Let's bring this over. Mm, Overall, we are looking for a target down here at 179.39. Don't know where the entry is. As far as the top side goes, yeah, it's been look higher, 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 higher. Not really looking for a top on this one. I'd like for this to turn and roll back down. And again, we have that UK news tomorrow. That UK news could be the way to, this could be the way to set this one off. Now, if we are sitting up in here, we've put in like a new high in the overnight, sure. I just don't know where that high is going to be yet. Maybe right there. It could potentially be, but I think we're probably close enough. 50 more pips. I feel like we're a little bit too close proximity to that one. But again, if we are looking for a reversal today, this is where it would occur. We'd start to see it roll back down again, which would make sense, right? The pound dollar's at an area we want pound weakness. Here, right? There's an area right here where we're kind of having the same thing, right? There was a level of basing, right? Strong push, pullback, strong push. Kind of rallied up since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's 10:30 now is when things tend to reverse in the morning. If this turns and rolls, it helps us on that dollar pound or that pound dollar trade. All right. But I do want to know when this one comes through. Looking for a break. Again, I don't know where the base is going to be. Maybe it's this base, but when it breaks through here, that's a telltale sign of, hey, listen, come back, check it out. Let's see what we got. All right. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we did break out of this and then immediately right back down again. So yeah, it was kind of like, yeah, go, go. And then it turned. Right. Um, This is like when this is like in football. You guys ever watch football? And like the linemen are just, linemen, their game is like they have a 3 foot square around them, or like maybe like a 6 foot box that they play in. And magically one of them catches it and they just turn and they run towards the wrong end zone. That's what happened, right? They picked up a fumble, ran in the wrong direction, then ran right back again and got tackled basically where they picked the ball up. That's exactly what this is. So we're still right in the middle. And funny enough, look at this. It used it and then used it on the other side. So hopefully the top side of this one is done and maybe we can use the top, but yeah, we're right here. It's down. I don't know if you can see this, down 0.02. So in 24 hours, 7 pips. Look at this. I love this. This is great, right? 2, 4, 7. Pound yen, 7. This is why swing traders are like, forget this market. I hate this market, right? I hate this market. Sell in May or go away in May and come back in September, whatever it is, right? That's what they're saying. This is why. Because swing traders are like, right? 2, 3, 7, and 6. Yeah. Fun. It's a shame it didn't hit. It would have been a nice hit. But we talk about confirmations. There's a red, there's a green, there's a red confirmation. Then it continued to run, right? Green, red, green right here. It came up and then continued to go higher, right? Over here, red, green, red, and then kind of immediately, actually, it pushed lower and then kind of got stopped on the trail, right? Red, green, red, continue to go lower, right? So you can see these confirmations exist all over the place. Here's a green push, red, green, little hiccup, and boom, continue to push, right? That was actually a big one. Yeah, 76. So, yeah. KTS football. Take that, John Gruden. I know, right? John Gruden. Good old Chucky. So yeah, dollar CAD, nothing. Dollar Swiss. All right. So we were looking for a pullback. Now this was one of those bad ones, right? Hits it, goes down. Hits it again, goes down. You're like, all right, listen, there's 1. Arguably say there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. And it had not broken through. And it came back down. You're like, this level is smoked. Get out of this trade. Get out of this trade. Right? We already knew that there was bad. It hit it and then went up again, down. Hit it, went up, down again. Right? There's 3 hits right there in quick succession. If you lost money on this one, it was 7 pips, but you had to have known after this one came back down to here, it was going to get broken, right? Once it started to form the base, like, yeah, this is going. And it did. It got broken. It went up. It found buyers here. Now, I think we marked this level off. Again, it's a 78. I don't like playing with it. It did touch the 78. The confirmation came in here. Drop, rallied, one on the top, went down, came up, and boom, confirmed it. That's the confirmation that we're looking for. There's your touch, and there's your reversal. And it kind of came in right around news-ish time. So not a horrible trade. It's kind of sucked it back down. We were looking for a short. It's going to probably push there now. But this is one of those ones that, again, it was not a set and forget. It hit, it went down, hit, it went down. You're like, listen, there's your 4 hits right there, and there's a base right below. This level doesn't stand a chance. And it didn't. It punched through. Um, so, again, a little bit of a play off the 61. You guys can see again, there is a basing zone there. 61, it pulled back and then went up and it found the next. And again, this is not an entry here. This was a cleaner entry. Easy candle to draw. Nice confirmation. Strong rally up. Again, backstop by the 786, which doesn't mean as much to me, but nice push, right? 40 pips down. That's a good one. Nice little one right there. So, yeah, not bad. Dollar yen. All right, so we were sitting right here yesterday, and we said that it's a shame because there was the AI fake bomb, right? We said it's already there, right? But there's 1, there's 2, right? And then there's 3, and we pushed down, and I don't think that would have been, I don't think we got it. 1 to 3 would not have happened with that one, just because it's the bigger zone. 1 to 2.8. It got so close. And again, I would say tighten this one up just a little bit anyway. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to be like it's done, and it did 5, and that's where it broke through. So again, the AI one kind of ruined that one for us because that was a nice mover very, very quickly. And again, all it did was it went back up and hit it and then dropped again. But again, and unfortunately, it was able to reestablish on this spike. So we said that was probably going to happen yesterday, and it did. Let's see what we got now. Now, I'm going to draw an extra set of fibs here. I'm going to draw one from here. Not this one because, again, we're still I guess I could, but this is really where we started to take off. That was just a pullback down, and then this is where the trend really changed. So let's see. Yeah, it's that same kind of screwy level right there, right? There's the level right there. There's the touch. You can see that's what we ran into. So it's a shame that this spike is here. God, that AI screwed so much up. This would have been a great level to short off of. I mean, look at all the space in there. 50 down to the 78.6. That's the next time where there's buyers down there. That'd been great, but this stupid AI candle. Ugh. Wish I had more for you in this one, but I do not. Dollar index doing? It's still pulling down. It hasn't found the buyers. We'll see if it finds buyers here. It's a shame that candle's there. Let's see if there's any decent. I always love this too, right? Sales of new family homes in April were at a seasonally adjusted. Why didn't you just tell it? Why does it have to be seasonally adjusted? Why don't you just give it what it is, right? How many home things were there, right? You can say compared to previous seasons, right? Your year over year, like maybe give me a year over year on this one instead of seasonally adjusted. Like why give me a number but adjust it? Makes no sense. I'm sure there's got to be an important reason, but I hate when they do that. Oh, we seasonally adjusted it. So why don't you just tell me how many it was, right? Just tell me what it was. So potential reversal here. I think it's dangerous because of the wick. Just be careful with it. We are high on the curve, so we're looking for more shorts than anything else. And then we'll see if we can potentially go, to the downside. Man, look at TLT all the way back down at 100. Oh God, look at this. Kip is bouncing on the crossball in the hallway. And look at that push. It's nice. It's nice. All right, there's oil. We knew this was a reversal level, but we had pushed there previously in the past, so we knew it was a little dangerous. This is probably more news based than anything else with manufacturing slowing. People trying to short it. Look at the 72. We talked about, hey, listen, watch this level. 1 o'clock, we hit that level. We said, hey, watch it, 72.50. Boom, boom. And then finally broke through, right? 1, 2, you could say 3, and then went There's our 72.50. Let's take this side back out. Hmm. I wouldn't trade off this level, but I bet you there's a 61 in there. Yep. Yep. Look at all this drama. Probably an area to watch out for. So I'm gonna remove this just because we knew we were expecting a break of that. Up. Look at that. Pull that. Problem is this. We're dealing with all this junk right now. So okay, we know we're in a racetrack till about $75. Yeah. I'd like to see where the here. I don't actually think that was a short. We know we have sellers up there. We just marked it off in the past. I'd like to see where this base is coming through the 73.86 number. I think it has the ability to burst through. It's not in yet. And again, I would expect some profit taking right now. But I hate to say it. If we can get up there into that, you know, 73.90, 74, I feel like this one's going higher. Again, don't like higher oil. So don't think that I am a fundamental bull. I am the exact opposite. I hate gas prices. But yeah. Again, rolling into this weekend too, I'm not surprised. Ugh. Yeah, here's my take on this one. If we go this high, I think it's going up. We can break 74. It would suck. It's gonna suck. Not happy about that one. Natural gas. All right. How's that for a profit target? So we were sitting here yesterday. So again, it went down. Look at this. Ding, 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 ding. Right? It's like when you drop a ball, right? Boink, 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 boink. And it's still stuck. We said yesterday, not really a level we can take it off of. So much basing in there. There was obviously some buying and be a profit target. And price did come all the way back down again. And we're still basically in the same level. Yesterday we were sitting kind of right here at 10 o'clock. We're a little bit lower. It used this profit target. The old buyers became the sellers, and that formed the top in this one. So we're kind of again not really trending. It's down 1% from where it closed, but is it really? Yeah, we had a 5 o'clock run down, and now it's pulling back up. Right. This one looked. This is the move. Otherwise, it did nothing. There's the move, and there's been the retracement back again. So we're almost back into that same level of basing here, right? So it's about to deteriorate even lower. So unfortunately, nothing for natural gas. We mentioned that it could hit there and bounce back up again. We're trying to cheer for this one to go down. So gold, obviously, we're seeing that weakness. We talked about yesterday about coming into 1961 being our target. We hit that light last night at around 10 or 8 o'clock. Actually, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we hit it. We talked about, again, finding buyers down here at 1955. Guess what? There's your buyers at 1955. European Open, right? There is your European Open trade right there. And there's your 3 o'clock candle. So what did we do? We just rallied back up a little bit. It went up to the 23.6. So again, the low here is still valid. We're having some issues with it right now. Would not be surprised if this turns and rolls back to the downside. The reason why is, again, bring this back over here so you can see it. Whoop, not that one. No, not that one. I wanted this one. There we go. Just trying to get it to where you can see it. You guys see how it's a 23.6? There's a little basing there. Is it a great trade? No. But we've had that massive dollar weakness coming back in again. Now we should see profit taking in the dollar. Knowing that tomorrow's the day they're going to talk about raising interest rates again, this should push back to the downside. And again, 1955, probably more of a target now. We did get the extra touches. We did say we love the confirmation over here, and it got front run, so it did. Late last night, and whether you got it at 11 or if you got it at the reversal at 6:30, Nice little trade setup. The 1 to 3 is done. So hopefully you guys were able to grab that. This is always like hey, listen, it's the trade's over now. What do we do now? Right? It's like nothing. Right? It just poked above. Um, but easy trade based off of yesterday's level. So good. Silver. So silver, we were looking for the same type of position here. The difference with silver is it really came down and then kind of stopped. It's like and dropped and then ended up turning. It had the same time frame turn, um, but this one didn't actually use the level. It kind of sliced through it. So again, you may not have gotten on this one. Let's see, 24 down. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. So again, silver not as attractive, just too many wicks right now based off the body. But look at all the basing in here. There's a little bit of a gap. The Monday kind of morning here, chop back and forth. European market open and took off. 50, 61, 8. This is the time that they would both reverse back down again, basing off that weakness. All the same things I just said for gold. We're talking about it in silver now. It's 10:30. Strong push up from news. Now is when the reversal comes in. Fib wise, it makes sense here between the 50, 61, 8 over here. It's the 23, 6 pushing it back down again. So they're both kind of in the same spot. Let's see if what the dollar's doing. Yeah, dollar is pushed down again, but wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's running into the spacing level right here, right? Yeah, it's in a 50% level as well, so you're gonna see people stepping in there. What's we got for Apple? Yeah, poor Apple not having a good overnight session, and Tesla, another good day in Tesla, right? Again, it's funny. Strong rally, pull back, open market again, right? Make it on sale. Make it on sale. Okay. And then boom, right? Let's see, can we do measured moves on this one? Look at that. There's your measured moves. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's go see. Do we have anything VIX wise? Yeah, deteriorating. The news is out as it should. Dollar starting to find a bottom. We'll see there. All right. Let's see. What we got? We drew this yesterday knowing that we had a level, but not the ideal level. 8:30, 9:15, 9:30. Yeah, so it hit it. Would I've used this level? Not really. I don't like it. It pushed it way too deep. And again, this was from Friday's level. We're typically looking for an overnight level that's tested. Um, Probably here is the only one. Yeah, tested at 6:30 and we weren't even close. And you can see right from the 9:30 candle at 10 o'clock we've stopped and then 10:15. So yeah, no real opening print. Again, it did bounce from that level, but again, not the strongest of levels to take it off of. I don't think again would not have pulled the trigger on that one. Yeah, sorry. I would say if it does pull up to this level though, the 142. Oops. Again, look for that one to turn and roll. So, NQ. What do we got? We got anything we're giving NQ? Um, it had the same. I mean, there's a Monday level. Uh, 9:15. Yeah, 9:15. 9:30 right here. Do you want to trade it out of that one? I mean, at 9:15, it was already at the very, very bottom. Maybe if it kind of took off at the top, maybe, but it's not a confirmed level in the overnight. It's not ideal with what we're looking for. So, unfortunately. Talked about this one yesterday being a target. Tag those. Where does this one go next? I will say, look at this right here. Right, a break below 13,756.25. A little racetrack action right there, baby. A little racetrack area right there. It's not bad. Not horrible. So, YM is totally flat. Again, a lot of people selling at the open. 9:30. Yeah, there's nothing. No man's land over here. Um, 8. F came in here. Fortunately, rallied up. So, great base. Did not hit it. 8:45. 9:37 here. Yeah. There's drama here, but look at that. You're not. I'm not doing a zone off that. Like, what is this? All right, let's see. Three bad ones. The Russell tends to be good. Did the Russell have one? No, but it did go down to 18 and then was basing and holding down here. So wasn't in an overnight tested zone, but it was kind of saying, hey, listen, we're going to force it down and we're going to hold it here. It's like, come on, open, 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 open. So it's kind of one of those ones. It's like, yeah, you expected this one to go. There was an overnight tested level right there that you expected to see, and it did hit it and pull all the way back down again. How far did it move? Yeah. All right. Let's see. This is what always happens with this pair. Everything else was garbage. And it worked. And it did work. I'm not right there. That's 3.19. So that's obviously more. There's a trade. So yeah. So 15-minute base overnight testing at 6:30 this morning. It drove right up and it just missed it here at 8:30. And then it hit it here. And you can see it went all the way down and it was out in 6 minutes. So that's how it works. The first three all miss way too out of the range, and then Russell's the one that hits. It's crazy how that works. Or those three will hit, and Russell's like off to the races. So funny, look at that. Fast spike, 6-minute trade, overnight level, established at 145, confirmed at 6:30. Missed it at the 8:30, 9 o'clock window by just a smidge, and then hit it and was out in 6 minutes later. So funny how that works out. All right, that's it for today. Let's go ahead and do that drawing. All right, so yesterday you made it easy on people. Well, where you been, bud? I haven't seen you around for a while. I was like, oh, Will must be on vacation for a week. Did not see Will. You were letting him have it cheap. Yesterday it was pretty cheap, and I'm not going to mention it, but Neuro did not win. Right, Neuro did not win yesterday. It was an easy one yesterday too. Today we got our usual suspects in. Although I swear, did Ernest not talk earlier? Ernest is probably trying to scalp it again. He loves to do that stuff. I don't see him. Maybe Ernest is not here. So I'll close this down at 7. I'm gonna give his official 30 seconds. And then I got to close it down. I cannot keep it open for him, but he does like he feels that he's get the special mojo with that last second entry. So, but if he is busy today, he's busy today. Can't help that one. You guys take it easy. There he is. I knew he was there. I knew he was there. I knew it. I knew it. He didn't win. Ernest didn't win yesterday, so he's like, trying to scalp it at the end. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. So again, here's your 5. Debbie and Neuro have got you counter block, so you have less than a 50% chance of winning. We'll see. All right, winner of today's drawing is Neuro takes it with 2. Neuro takes it with 2. It's okay. I did mention Neuro's name first. Maybe that's my bad. But Neuro did not win yesterday. It was actually somebody else. Right? Neuro wins it today. But yesterday, who got the 50 pip chip? Debbie. So look, Debbie got it cheap yesterday. All right, let's give Neuro his 25. Right? Neuro's setting up the long game. I did say his name. I said Neuro didn't win though, right? I said he didn't win, right? Deb, I was trying to give you like the mojo without actually saying your name, because then you know how the complaints come in, right? Right. But I guess Siri just heard me say that. So anyway, all right. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Watch us tonight. Again, New Zealand is not something we typically talk about. I kind of like this one. McCarthy, we could still finish by June 1st. And we'll see. It'll come in at the last minute like it always does. I think this is going to be a decent one. And then again, tomorrow morning, we got some nice, the CPI data I think is going to be a big one. Look to trade this one in the overnight. So with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, same places. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for joining me today. Everybody have a great, safe trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.